it goes beyond what I do just as a judge, just in my day-to-day job. I think it has more to do with the fact that I'm willing to fight the fight out in the public domain.
What judges can do in intellectual property is to provide really good reasons for their decisions and then provide certainty for people when they're going and working out what their intellectual property rights are. Kate is a professional in what she does. She's an outstanding judge. She's committed to being a judge, and she lives and breathes IP.
She is not satisfied until she gets to the very bottom of an issue, the what, the why, and the how. And that's reflected in all of her judicial work product, and that's reflected in all of her contributions off the bench to the patent profession.
She leads simply by the force of her intellect and logic and her willingness to share her thinking with the larger legal community. Many judges are sometimes reluctant to speak beyond the written words of their opinions, but Judge O'Malley is willing to share her view of the way the law is and the way the law should be with a larger IP community.
I think the belief is, and this goes back to the Founding Fathers, that by giving someone something that they can benefit from for their creative ideas, that it incentivizes them to act. So it was intended to be a vehicle so that individuals whose only real asset was their creativity or their brain could actually make a living out of being creative and helping the country that way.
Judge O'Malley is extraordinarily smart, principled, and has a fundamental understanding of the IP system. And combining that with her incredible writing abilities, she is routinely able to take very complex issues and make them understandable.
There aren't idle points that she makes. There aren't facts that just don't belong there in the end. In the end, her work product is, if you will, it's kind of like an assembly of a very complex Lego structure that fits together very well and is very well thought out. There's not a lot of excess that's contained in her writings.
Judge O'Malley is a distinguished IP professional in my mind because she has been a consistent and an articulate voice for a well-functioning IP system throughout her professional career. Her judicial opinions on some of the most difficult and controversial issues of the day in IP law are invariably articulate, persuasive, and really fearless.
I think when you look at what she's contributed to intellectual property law, and you look at what she's contributed not only in her role on the court, but as an IP thought leader, it really sets her apart from most other people I know in this field.
If you go to a Kate judgment, you can find why she decided. Not in a sort of trying to extract it from a cloud of words, but in a clear couple of sentences when she set the stage and said what it's all about. It's a very special ability.
Well, I think one of the most important things that you can do when you're issuing a judgment and opinion is to make sure that what you are saying is clear and you are responsive to the arguments that the parties have made. So you don't want anyone walking away wondering how you got where you got.
I think the most important part of her legacy is that she embodies everything you want in a federal judge. And she is always fair. She brings no agenda to the case. And when you've tried a case before her or had an appeal argument before, that you will be treated fairly.